Well, hi there folks, and on today's show, JC and the Guru are going to be digging up some potatoes. So without further ado, let's go and join them up at the plots. See you in a bit. Well, hello there boys and girls, and welcome to the Little Farmer's Farm with me, Guru Mafinda, and JC behind us. Today we're going to be looking at our main crop potatoes in the form of the Maris Piper, which are the Scottish. If you remember, we did in the big bed, we did the Scottish on one side and we did the English on the other side. So we might actually do a row of each. We'll do the King Geddes and the Maris Pipers, but we'll start with the Maris Pipers. There was 3 planted in a row here. Let me just show you. Okay, so me with my pal John. Hi pal. He's having a dig down. Now these were planted pretty deeply, these were planted about 15 inches deep. So we're just having a look now and see.
You're going to come out and say good day, mate.
G'day mate. Australian, Scottish Australians these. Let's see what we've got. So this is the first plant that John's excavating at the moment. Like I say, we did bury them pretty deep, these. But the main crop potatoes like this tend to grow up the stems, so you'll get quite a few around the base where the seed potato was, and then you'll get the ones underneath. All this damp weather's not helped with the condition, but a lot of that is just the mud that's on it. You get that sort of scabbiness on the spud, but they're firm enough, aren't they? They're not too bad, these. So we'll see how we get on. We just pulled some Charlottes up as well.
Yeah, Bruce.
Alright, let's get Sheila. I hope it's his fat wife, Sheila. Yeah.
Plump.
Plump, pleasantly plump. And these will spread to the sides as well, as you see. These tend to spread and grow larger than your second earlies and first earlies. We found when we did the Sarpo mirrors as well that they were growing quite close to the sides, to the wood. But these seem to be coming straight up, these. That's about it. We've got about £2 there. Because they're big spuds, these. We're going to excavate the whole row, and then we'll show you what we've pulled out of the 3 spuds. So 3 spuds in. That was 1 spud in. And we've already got... what, about 9? About 9 out. Just from that one hole, but we'll go through that whole row and see what we can pull. Right, catch you in a bit, boys and girls. Okay, so from the first row of 3, we've got about 2/3 of a bucket full. The Asda buckets. Really. Oh, hang on, let me turn it round.
That's all we.
What's that, John?
This is the grand total of the spud review.
Yeah, that's what we got.
The Welsh variety.
So obviously the spuds come up from the seed potato, and with your main croppers, they tend to carry on and come off as offshoots with little umbilical cords on attached to the potatoes all the way up the stem. So these were buried then 15 inches deep where the seed potato went in. 3 went in, as you know. And I think all I put with them was the chicken manure pellets with them. We're going to be adding a load of horse manure, aren't we, pal, to these beds. Sugar's eggs. But that's what we've got from it. So I'll just tip them out. Show you what we've got. So there you've got about, I would say, around £9 of spuds. £9. Yeah? Or just over 3 kg, just under 3 kilograms actually, about 2.5 kilograms of potatoes that we pulled out of that. There's probably about 30 there, 30 to 36. So that was the Maris Pipers. So we're going to have a look now, because on the end here, again another row in, about here, is where the King Geddes are. I had some new potatoes on, and a row of new potatoes, but we've got some King Geddes in here. that we're going to pull out next. So fingers crossed for the English. Okay, look at that. John's just moving away a couple of inches of the topsoil there, and already we're starting to expose them. These were put in about 3 weeks after the Scottish ones were put in. So they have not been in the ground as long, and we cut the tops off them last week, last weekend, and just covered them over. But yeah, it's looking like there's a decent result. Bit smaller, obviously, because they've not been in the ground as long. But all the tops had died back. We had a load of rain, if you remember. These last 7 weeks have been nothing but rain. So it's they've not really had as much time as they would normally have. They've only had about, I would say, 12 or 13 weeks. These were usually with these main croppers, you can leave them for 18 up to 20 weeks in the ground. But let's just see what we've got. So as John's just been saying, we've had the big dry spell at the start and then the wet spell for the last 7 weeks, which battered them. So unfortunately, the Scottish have won in this particular local derby, because they're not big uns, these. They need to be, for good chipping ones, obviously they've got to be about 4 or 5 inches long, but these are more boilers, these, aren't they? And there's only about a quarter of a bucket, well, there's 2/3 of a bucket here. So yeah, it's a definite victory for the Scots. We'll get these washed off and we can have a proper look at them. Okay, so as you can see from that side by side comparison, the King Edwards are these ones with the little pink blushes on, and they're a lot cleaner looking. And by cleaner looking, I mean they've both been washed, but they don't have the scab that these do. These must be prone to scab because they've all gone in the same bed. But these are very clean and haven't been in as long, obviously. They've only been in for about 12 weeks, 13 weeks maybe, whereas these have been in for 16, 17 weeks. And yeah, as a side by side, there's probably more than twice the volume with the Maris Piper. But they are not as good in quality. I mean, that all peels off, you're alright with it, you can mash them up and stuff like that, but and it doesn't really affect the potato. But the King Edwards are much cleaner. Now I'll show you what we've got with the Charlottes. We've got 2 buckets of Charlottes from 2 rows. Okay. So that was from the 2 rows, the 2 first rows. There's 5 rows of 4 in that bed. So 4 potatoes for each were planted, and we've got a similar result for both of them. There's probably, I'd say, about 3 pounds weight. You do definitely get more from the buckets, from the bucket growing, than you do from open planted. Or we have this year definitely on there, but we're going to see next year when we just add the manure in and do the no dig method. But yeah, that's what we've got from them. I'll just clean them up and let you have a look. These should be nice potatoes, these should be nice quality. So there you have it, guys. Now there's about, I would say, pushing on for 15 or 16 pounds of spuds altogether that we pulled out, and some of those we're going to be having tonight with our teas. So the Charlottes and some of those Maris Piper, going to be Maris Piper for the mash, and the Charlottes just as salad potatoes that we're going to do a big boil, and I'll be having them through the week. The Charlottes, lovely. Next time we're going to be getting some of those Ulster prints up, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, hope you're enjoying this with me and John. Take care of yourselves and each other, and we'll catch you next time. Tatty bye. Ta-da.